Hey everybody, so I'm not going to do a video for just Saturday. Instead, I'm going to do a video for Saturday, the 25th through August 1st of 2026. So if these take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Like, comment, share, follow, subscribe. If you're looking for another video, check out my channels at Randy Mintalka 93 on YouTube, Randy Morningstar 747 on TikTok, and the Mintalka Experience on Facebook. We'll pull 3 cards and we'll go from there. So we have the Knight of Cups. So we have social gatherings, intuitive insights, generous offers from the spirit, spirit guidance, spirit advisory going on, healing divine masculine energy, stepping into divine feminine energy, gaining toughness and strength within the emotion department. So emotional strength, emotional maturity, emotional regulation is being worked on throughout the week, especially by the end of the month, by the 31st. It looks like there's going to be some form of outreach program or reaching out to someone happening by the end of the month as well. Someone that might bring some good luck or some calming energies, or someone that is going to like white knight the situation. Arrival on white horse sticks out. Green armor sticks out, and blue wings stick out for many different reasons and many different aspects throughout the day, especially for those that are very highly intuitive or very empathically driven. Clairtactility, so being touched. Clairgustance, which is taste, and clairalience, which is smell, are going to be tested throughout the week, especially on Saturdays and Sundays, so like the weekend. This is a learning curve for those that are taking on spiritual tests and faith-based belief systems going on. This will be our last 2 cards. It looks like there's going to be some form of moving forward and moving on from a past love dynamic and working for a more beneficial dynamic between the 2 of you. Positive outlooks and manifesting with water. Animal guides and anthropomorphic beings are going to be very impactful throughout the week as well, especially for those that are going to be doing a lot of emotional purging, like crying, and Reiki healing can do it as well. Quails, peacocks, and horses are going to be important. Cancer energy, Scorpio energy, and Pisces energy are going to be really important for the week. So self-sacrificing, wise beyond the years, gaining an inner sense of wisdom. Young energies, like young souls, are going to be the most impacted throughout the dynamics and throughout the ascension process. 12s are going to be important. So big changes, especially within abusive dynamics, are going to be needed. Sidestepping issues, derailing subjects, deflecting, becoming highly emotional over an observational or objective statement. False positivity and toxic positivity are going to be within the mix as well, so just be aware of that. This way we make sure that everybody's covered and everything's going well. There's a sense of denial over some issues that you don't fully understand, or you thought you once understood. Ebb and flow of rivers are going to be important. Manta rays, crabs, and bottom dwellers stick out for emotional resonance. Then we have science, which is a 6 of Swords. Limiting beliefs due to what's physically around you, or putting too much effort in faith when there's not an answer. So like appealing to religion or appealing to nature are going to be your most fallacious energies within the week, especially between the 25th and the 30th. It looks like there's going to be some form of centering yourself, grounding yourself, analyzing the words you're using, the thoughts you have, the wisdom that you are being given, about humanity, about frequency, about innovation and inventiveness. There's some sort of like Aquarian energy in the mix, guiding you to your center and guiding you to your analytical mind when you become too emotional. Staying in the wise mind would be the most helpful for the week, as there's going to be a lot of like twists and turns and folding the truth and trying to make origami out of things that don't need to be folded, kind of a deal. Fortune telling, precognition, dream mastery, and even like mental telepathy are going to be your main focuses, especially between like 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. Harmony, luxury, aesthetics are going to be important. Physical sciences like biology or chemistry, biomedical science, forensic science, stuff like that are going to be prominent for helping you manifest your desires. Sacred geometry, learning your shapes, learning your symbolism, learning yourself through like self-discipline and self-control tactics. There seems to be some form of Uranus energy going on, so innovation, inventiveness, self-inspiration, gaining inspiration through faith-based practices like prayer, meditation, going to church, following the Bible, studying certain verses or certain aspects through like parallel practices. Throwing stars, Japanese weaponry, and the crusade time sticks out for places we can learn and places that our mind is going when we tend to think too logically about things at times. Because logic can limit us, but that doesn't mean that we should limit ourselves to our intuitive knowing just because logic doesn't like line up to it directly. Poking and prodding at someone until they answer. Seek help from source and within your own inner Sophia wisdom for the most beneficial. X's, V's, I's, K's, and J's stick out. And lastly, we have the Knight of Discs here. And what this means is there's going to be some slow and steady progress, some hard work and diligence needed. Shielding needs to be amped up a little bit, putting in the groundwork, pulling out the weeds, pruning your garden, tending to your garden, taking a rest from battles and from hard work and from war, and being able to take time to smell the roses, take time to cool off. It's a slow and steady progress, but it's going to end up winning you a lot of races, especially when you go beyond and above the Call of Duty. It looks like there's going to be some form of faith-based practices and science-based activities that can happen between like 6 in the morning and the 12 in the afternoon. Just making sure that heat is going to be a factor. Not necessarily making sure that heat's going to be a factor in a sense that you can control it, but being more aware that heat and dehydration and what you eat can cause body stress, can cause people a mental mind fog, and can also make someone become like highly nauseous at times. This can be something as simple as poking or prodding, or a certain smell that gets in the mind, even if there's no physical scent at that point. Wheats, glutens, barleys, oats, and grains are going to be important. That could be gods and deities of those types of foods. This could be like agriculture and farming. This could be a sign to look back at the Great Depression and learn about the lessons we can learn from that so that history doesn't repeat itself. It looks like there's going to be a lot of pesky annoyances and a lot of minor setbacks due to miscommunication or silence being taken the wrong way, or somebody becoming highly defensive because they're learning to trust their emotions. It looks like there is a lack of action. There's a lack of aggression being shown outward. Working on your aggression and actions in a way that is creative would be wise. There seems to be a lack of motivation, or a lack of purpose, or a lack of reasoning due to feeling overwhelmed, or due to a lack of faith, or due to not seeing the reason to do something. It's just one of those things where you need to toughen up and do it whether you want to or not. It's one of those things that needs to happen, especially for those that are martyring themselves, or those that are messengers, or those that try to walk certain paths and faiths, especially for those that are like druidic or elemental in nature. 12-12, 6-12, 2-16, 6 out. 4 different numbers for different events throughout the day. Gaining a sense of patience throughout the week would be wise. Uncontrollable fits of rage and laughter and impulsivity might be happening due to like paranoia or scattered energies, or wanting to remain busy and distracted. There's a lack of communication from certain spirit guides and certain people in the mental areas of life because of the lack of working on anger. So working on your anger and working on your aggression, even when you don't feel like you're angry, or even when you don't feel like something would upset you, it can still fester in yourself. It can still fester within your mindset. It can still invade and intrude upon internalized feelings like bitterness, resentment, jealousy, blackout moments. Working through your blackout moments when you become enraged or emasculated can help. Acting like a child while refusing to heal your inner child can also be impacting the energies and impacting the flow, especially for those that hold dear to their roots. It looks like there's going to be some form of learning curve on the intuitive side and on the physical side. So learning to balance your intuition with the choices you make outwardly will help. Some people that don't speak unless there's a reason to speak. Someone that's staying silent because there's nothing to say. Though they are the ones that you tend to listen to the most when they open their mouth, because you know that they don't speak without reason, and you know that there's a reason for their words. Taking time for word choice and thought processes. Frequency music. Being on the same frequency can help with your hearing. Telepathic communications are important. Traveling by water, so like subconsciously or by physical water, like the river walk or river trail or the ocean or a swimming pool with a water slide. Wherever there's like moving, running water, or even still water, like ponds and lakes. Being still and silent will be your most fruitful parts of the week. Energy and life force are going to be thin and stagnant, so unless something changes, unless you initiate the motion, it's not going to happen. So make sure that you are taking care of your metaphysical health as well as your physical health. Check in on your suppressed and repressed emotions. Dark forces, unknown factors, unplanned visits, unexpected delays, unforeseen circumstances are all going to be within the mix as well for the 25th of July through August 1st. And appealing to authority fallacy might also be impacting the energies. But it looks like overall there's a futility range going on. So betrayal, isolation, deceit, subterfuge, lies by omission or half-truths, lies about love or lies to those you love. You don't lie about love. You don't kid around about it. You don't joke around about that. Because it's going to impact the trust. It's going to impact your power level. It's going to impact your home life. It can really uproot a whole family, if you catch my drift. So just be aware of what has been said. You're bound to fail if you don't do it, and you're bound to fail when you do. So just make sure that you are taking this trial and error and using the cause and effect to its divine purpose instead of the purpose in which you force it to make. But that's what I get for 25th of July through August 1st of 2026. As always with these, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Thanks for joining.